things, and then how we correct ourselves. Like it's all based on institution. Intuitions. So it's based on intuitions on how we how we speak and how we utter certain words and how that language comes into being. For example, for instance, like we have that intuition in us to you know like figure out if there are certain mistakes that when we speak. Like for instance, when we say certain language, we have that intuition in us to correct ourselves. So basically what we do is we come up we use those intuitions to correct ourselves. So that is basically introspection approach, where you use your own instincts to correct yourself. It's an approach to investigate the different aspects of language. So I think that is introspection. Introspection of so that is introspection approach. And then we have corpora. Corpora is a collection of written or spoken text. So when we have a collection or a collection of written or spoken text, that would mean corpora. So that is corpora based data. Whatever we already have in written or spoken. So we use, like for example, we use textbooks. On the basis of that, we describe particular language that is used there. So we go through both fiction and non-fiction, and we try to explain the language. So that would mean corpora based data. I think I'm done.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Does anybody have question for or question about this? You can ask to you, Sweta ma'am. Anybody have anything? She just define what is description, and she talk about what is. I mean, two approaches. First one is introspection, and second one is corpora approach. If you have any question about this, you can ask with her. Does anybody have any question? It's like parliament, nobody asks questions. And shall I move ahead?
I think one thing that we all need to remember is description of English language is very important, because based on description, we assume what the word is. Like, because for example, so like any word, for example, rat. To rat one, a word pani aउँदाखेरि चाहिँ नि, there is basically it's a building block. Okay? So description of English language भनेको चाहिँ it's basically a building block, and without description, there is no valid theory. There can be no theory. So description is that is the most important strong connection, interdependence between description and theory. That is something that we need to also understand, that without description, there will be no theory, no valid theory.
Okay.
So the description is based on data. That's written or spoken.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, once again, I would like to talk about this minimalist program in one sentence. In one sentence, this is a theory of language where you are supposed to remember only these 3 lines. You can see it over here. We try to what?
Can you please record the session?
Yeah, I have. I think
if you could record the session.
I have recorded right now. I have recorded. Okay, don't worry.
Okay.
Language or here means this program says that or this theory says that we understand, we interpret a particular language on the basis of these 2 criteria. One is LF, logical form. It's a meaning aspect of language. And next one is phonetic form, pronunciation. pronunciation and meaning, they go side by side, and blending these two, there is some sort of utterances. Do not remember.
So does that mean that this program defines the arbitrariness of the language?
Arbitrariness is there, but it's simply
Yes,
that, for example, you can hear me and you can understand me because of my pronunciation. One is that, right?
yes.
The utterances means whatever we speak, when we speak or pronounce a sentence, that is called utterances here, right? Sentence is equivalent to utterance in spoken form in our linguistic. If the words are meaningful or in meaningful combination, then it's a one building block of language. Did you get my point? To understand something, your pronunciation should be correct and its meaning should be correct. When you blend both of them, it will be one unit of language. Or in this way, we interpret language through this program. And it was coined, or this theory was propounded to overcome, especially you can see many theories here, right? GB theory, extended theory, and so many other theories. And to make the thing very short, only two aspects were coined then by Noam Chomsky. Only two main or fundamental things were, or fundamental basic chunks were introduced to interpret language. There are three levels, you know that. One is observation. Second one is, and remember, what is the second one? To be a theory, what are the three levels of adequacies?
Pronunciation.
No. Three levels of theory. First one is observation.
Observation,
Description and
explanation.
explanation. Yes, to explain particular language, we use only two bases. They are meaning aspect and pronunciation aspect. That is the theme. You get my point? To interpret language, we only use, or we generally use, these two levels: meaning aspect and pronunciation aspect. That is the crux of minimalist theory, and you don't have to know everything here. As I said, my intention is, our intention is only to introduce, what is it? Only two. Meaning aspect, this is called LF. Pronunciation aspect, that is called EF. Okay. One more thing, and in this level also, this LFG also, in LFG, as I said earlier, it has also two things, but it is somehow technical here. One is you have to interpret one C structure. C structure has two parts, noun phrase and verb phrase. And next one is functional aspect, F structure. It means number also, tense also, subject also, predicate also. On these two criteria, we interpret particular theory of that language. Or to analyze language, we use these two basic criteria. One is C structure and F structure, right? You need to have knowledge of what is C structure and what is F structure. C has only NP and VP, right? B means verb here means, right? And F structure means function of particular. For example, subject has function, verb has function, object has function, attributes have function. There can be other type of complement, they have function. You need to analyze that particular building block of language using function of that, right? This is my repetition, and you have to serve only two criteria. Forget everything other, right? And don't worry about this. As I said, you don't have to focus on these things. Okay, after I think 15 minutes onward, I'll call Sanju Rai madam for presentation. Are you there, Sanju madam? Sanjuji, are you there? We are only 17 today, 16 only. Krishnaji, she informed me she could not attend today. But I think other are also not there because of power cut. Nowadays, there is a huge problem. I also don't have, right? Right now there is, okay. Today I'm going to talk about, these ideas are very fundamental, very basic in English linguistic. It's a very common, I think. I have already started this. Word classes. Okay. What are or what is word class or what are word classes? And in my last class, I have talked about this. Word class is equivalent to parts of a speech. When we were at school level, we have studied this all. Parts of a speech means noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, conjunction, preposition, interjection. These all. And parts of a speech is traditional term right now for us. And the new name for parts of a speech is word class. So we have different ways also right now. I'll talk about this. We have talked about this earlier, right? So under this word class or word classes, there are 6 members. This means typology. There were 8 and right in parts of speech, but there are only 6. Noun, verb, adjective, preposition, adverb, and determinative. You can see determiner also. And determiner and determinatives, there is slight difference. We'll talk about this later. Let's see.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
this is Chetna. I want to ask a question. Is determinative the same thing as determinants that I used?
Yeah, just similar. I'll talk about the point, ma'am. We will talk about
Okay.
right one by one. But before then, this there are 2 approaches to defining word classes. If the traditional one, which was fundamental while defining parts of a speech, is notional definition. Notion. Definition. It means, it simply denotes, see, denoting or relating to an approach to grammar which is dependent on definition of terminology. Only defining terminology or definition was used then, not the structure and processes. Here, only terminology means, for example, noun was defined as name of person, place, thing, etc. It was traditional definition, or it is traditional definition, or it is notional definition. It doesn't have relationship with structure of noun also, or structural occurrence of noun also, and the processes involved there. I'll talk about what is structure, what is process later, but simply notional definition defines parts of a speech or word classes using certain terminology, and it is not related to its role in the structure. For example, you can see noun means this, verb means action or doing words, adjective means qualifying words, and so on. These were the definition we studied at school level. That's why there is another approach also right now. So what are the problems here? For example, you can see the definition of noun. What is here? Name of place, person, or thing. And see the noun here. Freedom is also noun. Rudeness is also noun. But there is no relationship. It's not noun or name of flesh or things also, and person also. So there is some sort of difficulties in defining noun. It means it's not inclusive at all. And for example, verb means action word or doing word, or the doers should do something. But what is here? See the verb here, sing. The doer does not. Please also as a verb is not action. Kill is also not action. So there are some problem using traditional definition or notional definition, right? Traditional definition, that means. And then there is another way of defining. I mean, there is another approach, that is morphosyntactic approach. Don't be confused with the name, but while defining these word classes or parts of speech, it has different procedures or process of defining. For example, look at here. It means it define, see the name morpho, and the next one is syntactic here. Morphosyntactic means using, let me take this out, inflectional and distributional properties. It means it define, for example, noun, or for example, verb, for example, adjective, adverb, adapting or using these two properties. In the case of inflection, I'll talk about what is inflection here just below this. And distribution means somehow structure. Where does it occur? Let me see here. For example, there are two criteria here. As I said earlier, one is inflectional. You know, inflection means noun, for example, take number. Inflection means influence simply. You see, influence. Noun means, noun can be what? Noun can be, number means?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please. Yes.
Sorry, you are lagging. Could you repeat it again, please? Thank you, sir.
Morphosyntactic approach. This is the second approach in defining word classes. You got me? For example, word
Yes,
classes,
sir.
noun, verb, adjective, adverb. This approach adopts two properties while defining them. One is inflectional, next one is distributional. And inflectional means, for example, look at here, A I've written here. Noun has number. What does number means? Number means
Is it singular and plural?
singular and plural number, yes. We have to consider this. And genitive means, for example, what is genitive?
Genitive.
Gender, sir?
Gender.
Here,
Is
okay,
is it gender, sir?
it's related to gender, but do you have that dictionary, common dictionary there? Did you open that? I asked you, but I think some of you were late. I have a dictionary. I want to show you terminology also when we have problem, right? You just see what is it, because some of you don't know what does this mean, particular terminology. So look at here. Genitive is a case in English. Case means, look at here, what does case means in English? This is terminology. I'm opening, right, that Longman dictionary. A grammatical category that shows the function of noun and noun phrase in sentence. But here genitive means this pronominal form. You can see my, our, your, his, her, its, their, whose. These are called genitive in English, right? Case.
So pronouns are
Case.
like,
For example, case, you know that subjective case, objective case, possessive case, you know that. Nominative case.
odd.
Yes, exactly that. First subject,
Possessive.
nominative case, right? Objective form is objective case, right? And is a possessive one. Genitive means mine, whose, mine, right? Our, his, her. These are case in English. Okay, you got the point? So there is genitive, inflection. This is in case of noun. For example, in case of Bob, what is there? You can see. What is there? Tense inflection. For example, V5, V2, right? V3. That is called tense inflection. According to tense and according to what? Subject, the form of verb changes. And main verb occurs after modal auxiliaries, right?
So can you give an example of both these cases of tense inflections and also a modal auxiliary?
For example, I will go, I ate, inflection. That is. Let me write here. Okay. For example,
Also, it's like,
if you are supposed to write, our verb is go, right? And if you are,
so it's like present tense, past tense,
yes,
progressive.
yes.
I
Okay.
think
Future tense, right? The verb phrase will be different. That is called inflection. Influence.
so. Does inflection mean changes?
Yes, changes. Changes in form. Changes in form.
Okay, thank you, sir.
In adjective also, for example, good, better, best, right? This is,
Super comparative.
yes, that is the thing. Good has different form. Better is also good, well is also good, right? But forms, there is inflection. Because of there will be inflection. So this is one criteria of defining word classes, or
Excuse me, sir.
inflectional criteria of defining word.
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Please.
Yes, how is good and better like inflection? Can you please clarify on that?
Degree, that means.
So for inflection, don't we need
Comparison?
like the root,
Comparison,
like the morpheme, and we
sorry,
append
sorry.
like, or
If you,
for like a inflection, right? We need like a, normally what we do is for root morpheme, we either like append or, add something like another morpheme towards the end
yes,
without changing the parts of speech. But good and
Are you
better,
talking? Is it like prefix or suffix? Adding something in front
yes,
and at the back?
yes, we'll talk about prefix and suffix later, but it is using those things here, like either prefix or this is to make better is if you see it's an irregular form, but generally better is gooder, gooder. It should be gooder, but it's an irregular form, right? That's why comparison
Yes, sir.
is better. Like inflection.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Can we have a simple definition for inflection, sir?
Inflection.
According to
Inflection.
that Longman dictionary?
Okay, I'll show you here.
Goes, I think, yes, sir?
Yes, that is also an inflection.
Yes.
Okay, this slide slips when we don't move. Okay, so you hear inflection. Okay. INFLEC.
Could it be any change to the base form of a word?
Okay.
Yes, I think so.
Right?
The easier definition would be change in form. Change in form of the word. Change in the form of the word. For example, if it's a verb, the verb will change into go, goes, will go, went. All that will come under verb inflection. If you're talking about
Yes.
adjective, I think it's superlative and comparative degree,
Yes.
how it is changing. And if we talk about nouns, then how the noun changes.
Like singular, plurals. Yeah.
So, I think basically inflection is just changing in forms, I think will be the easiest example for us.
Okay, sir. What about preposition?
Yeah, preposition is not there in our word classes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Are we clear about inflection?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move into the another idea. There is next one is distributional properties. Distribution means, simply for your kind understanding, it is a structure, right? You can see specific position they take in sentence. For example, you can see here in a beautiful cat, right? What is noun here? This cat is noun, right? This is an. This beautiful is, what is beautiful?
Adjective.
Adjective. And this is
Article.
article, or it is called, there is no article in our class, right? It
Sorry.
was, right?
Yes.
Here is determinative, or you can say determiner,
Determiner, I think.
right? So this second criteria, there are two criteria to define a single word noun. That means one is
Sir?
criteria, next
Yes.
one is this distributional or structural. You can say structure. Generally, before this, just before this noun, there should be adjective, and before adjective there should be determinative.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
So we, according to this one, right, the adjective should come before noun. So what if we say the cat is beautiful?
We will come to the point that is complement, sir. That comes there also, right? We'll talk about complement. There is a separate section that is also adjective, right? That is the place of complement. That completes the subject. The cat, for example, look at here, as you raise the question, right? The cat is beautiful. This is called be verb. We know that. I think all of you know, right? And if you on this is not object. This is complement, right? Here it's complement. The subject complement. So cats, beautiful, they are interrelated. We'll talk about this later. Yeah, there are so many positions and there are some exceptions also. Look at here. For example, in case of verb, there is another example. Arrive and will arrive. And there is position. There is a position, for example, for main verb and for modal auxiliaries or auxiliary verb, there is position. Always first what comes? Auxiliary verb and then main verb. That is called structure. Commonly, right? Don't be confused. Let's not debate many things over here. Simply, we have to see the structure one, and we have to see the influence next. On the basis of these two criteria, properties, we define word classes. So this one is more reliable, it is said that. But the first one is not 100% wrong also. Both are reliable. This is more reliable.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, I get just confused. Does that inflection mean subject verb agreement? Is it similar?
Yeah, that is in case of what? In case of verb and subject, that is also inflection.
So we can say subject verb agreement also a kind of inflection.
Yes, is a kind of inflection. As I said here, for example, verb inflection means what? Ram means in present tense, present simple. Ram eats, for example. That is in case of verb. That is also inflection. And if you write Ram and Sham, for example, right? Or for example, cows, that is in case of noun. There is changes in noun. There is number, right? That can be one example.
Then S and ES are inflection, yes, sir?
Yes. Changing the form of
Sir,
changing form, simply.
sir.
Yes, please.
So since the inflection means changing the form of the noun, like singular and plural that you does it also mean that if we add what do you call that, suffix to a word, it becomes a noun. That change will also be counted.
All inflection, all changes in form of word. All type of changes
Okay, sir.
in word. That may be noun, verb, adjective, right? If you add some
Sir?
and if it changes, that is called inflection, right?
Sir?
Yes, please.
Excuse me, sir. I think she meant the distributional or something, another term, where if we add something and it changes the part of speech, that is another term, I think.
Yeah, it takes.
If two words are
Makes it a
separate,
different word altogether, sir. If you use a suffix and as what Shweta ma'am asked and
So
what
suffix-
Rajendra said. So as what Shweta ma'am and Shweta and Rajendra ji said, I think
yes.
then if we add those suffix and prefixes, then the whole meaning of the entire, it forms a new word totally, then the meaning would change, isn't it, sir?
In noun,
Is that
for example, in happy, word class will be changed. That is also inflection.
Happiness.
Yeah, that is also inflection.
So,
So
so,
when
so,
we
so when happy becomes happiness, will that be inflection?
Happy, when you add anything over, when word class is also changed, that is called inflection.
Okay, so a noun could be a verb and a verb could be an adjective
Yeah,
then.
we will come to the point in
Sir?
and inflection. Yeah.
So that would be a derivation, no, isn't it, sir?
Yeah. Derivation is deriving new word, new meaningful word, right? And inflection means within the same word class. There should be within the same word class. Is only difference.
Okay. So a noun has to be a noun before
Yeah.
changing and after changing.
Yes, here you can see number. Number means
Is that what you mean, sir?
word will be same, right? And genitive also, right? Only inflection. Derivation, in derivation there will be class
Only
changing, right? But in inflection there is no class change.
sir.
Right? That is the thing. But there is problem, right? Their word classes can be not always mutually exclusive. It means they can share something. For example, the same word can be noun also, adjective also, verb also, preposition. These are the confusing areas for us. For example, this is your round, John. It is noun right now. The same word, round surface. So again, now the same word is adjective, right? Our problem here. The same word round can be verb also, right? And similarly, this can be preposition also, but there is no preposition, right? I mean, these are problematic areas for us. Even using this approach, we have to face many problems, but simply only consider the problematic areas. Our concern is to get the concept of what is morphosyntactic approach. I think you are to the point. You know what is morphosyntactic approach, I mean.
Sir?
Yes, please.
It means inflections actually do not change the word classes, sir. Within
yes. And in derivation
being
it
word class,
changes.
yes, within being word classes, they change the form, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Noun can be verb can be noun, that is derivation, right?
That's another thing, yes.
Yeah, we have separate two classes for that, right? You just have concept. Yes. Inflection is only form changing.
It means if we add happy ly, then it is not inflection, yes, sir? Because happy is adjective, happily is adverb.
Yeah. The derivating new word, that means that in that case, that is derivational form, right? We should not go there. We have to simply remember that changing the number, for example, it's a noun. Changing the case, that is inflection in case of noun. Changing the verb.
So if we use inflections for nouns, so the new word should be a noun.
Sorry?
Yes, yes, exactly. That is how. Isn't
What
that
did,
so, sir?
sorry? What did you say?
So, Prakash ji, हो प्रकाश जीले
Yes,
भन्नुभयो अघि
yes, yes, ma'am.
happy
Yes,
को example
yes. Sir?
हजुर अनि अघि प्रकाश जीले चाहिँ what he said was he said that if we change happy which is an adjective to happily which is an adverb would that be inflection or not? So that would not be inflection because that would be because there is class change. Am I right, sir?
Yeah, the class should not be changed here, right?
Yeah, we got that point, sir.
Yeah. Same class.
I just wanted to clarify with her if that is correct or not.
Okay.
Once.
Now we have to, I think, simply right now, I just want to summarize right now whatever we did. In course of defining word classes, we have two approaches. One is traditional or notional. It only define or use terminology to define member of word classes. But the next definition, that is morphosyntactic approach. In this approach, we use two criteria. One is inflectionals, inflection on word class, that is form changing. Inflection means form changing, not class changing, okay? And next one is distributional properties, that means is structural form, it's structure. These are the two.
So may I ask you a question, sir, with the word about happy that we talked about?
Yes.
To be happy, from happy, if we change the word to now, let's say happiness, and similarly, if we make unhappy, what does that indicate then?
As I said earlier, no, class change, does that change class or not? Inflection means only changing the form of the same class. Okay, noun should be noun, verb should be verb, adverb should be adverb, and no more than that. Okay, if it is the case, then that is inflection, otherwise that is derivation. We are simply talking about inflection right now, not derivation. It will come, derivation will come, don't worry. What does that mean? Okay, as I said, no class changing, that's okay. Is that noun after changing the form? That is okay, otherwise not. Is it okay? Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Class changing only class retaining, inflection. Class changing is not inflection. Yeah. Okay, just for 5 minutes, okay? Let's watch this video. The pronunciation is Indian here, right? We are moving toward just what is determiner now. Now we have simply got the idea of word classes and its two approaches. Now let's proceed to what is or what are. Can you hear this?
Yes,
So
sir.
can you give us the link in?
Yeah, this is in slide.
Chat
You
box?
can get just 5 minutes. I want to refresh you, right?
It didn't open, sir.
We cannot hear the sound, sir.
Or I think you have not enabled the sound.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'll again share this. I think there is problem in sharing.
I think you have to share the computer sound, sir.
Yeah, I did.
Is specific
Can
or
you?
general?
Now you
Yes.
can hear.
Okay.
Again, I repeat, determiners are words that. Let's get started. So what are determiners? Determiners are words that comes at the beginning of noun, hence basically introduces noun. They determine noun, that is whether a noun is specific or general. Again I repeat, determiners are words that comes at the beginning of noun, hence basically introduces a noun. They determines noun, that is whether a noun is specific or general. These are the 4 important things that you must understand about determiners. Now, determiners are basically divided into 4 types. First, article, which are a, an, the. Second, demonstratives, which are words like these, that, these, those. Third, possessives, which are words like my, your, his, her, your, their. And fourth, quantifiers, which are words like some, few, little, many, much, any. Now, let's have 2 examples of each type to make you clear about them. First one is article. Articles determines which noun the speaker is referring to. A and an are indefinite articles and are used when you are talking about a general version of the noun. For example, a book is man's best friend. Here we are referring to all the categories of book, not any specific one. So A is used here. The is definite article and used when you are talking about specific version of the noun. The Bhagavad Gita is one of the holy books of Hinduism. Here we are referring to specific book, which is Bhagavad Gita. So this is how articles are used as determiners. Now let's look into the next category, demonstratives. Demonstratives, which are words like this, that, these, those. Demonstrative pronouns are also used as determiners. They are used to point something specific within a sentence. They focus attention on the nouns that they are replacing. Let's see examples of them. I want to go to that movie. Here we are pinpointing specifically to that movie. Let's look into one more example. He wanted those boys to go away. Here we are pinpointing specifically to those boys. So these are the examples of demonstratives. As demonstratives determines noun, they comes in the category of determiners. Now let's look into the next category, possessives. Possessives are words like my, your, his, her, our, their. Possessive pronouns are words that are used to show ownership. Let's look into examples of them. Where is your bike? Here we have used your to point out the bike which belongs to you. Let's look into one more example. It's our secret. Here we have used our to point out the secret which belongs to us. As possessive determines the ownership of noun, they comes in the category of determiners. Let's look into the last category of determiners, which is quantifiers. Quantifiers are words like some, few, little, much, more, any. They indicate how much or how little of the noun is being used. Let's look into the examples of them. He took some books of mine. Here, some defines the quantity of books he took. Let's look into the next example. He has few apples in the refrigerator. Here, few defines the quantity of apples he has. As quantifiers determines the quantity of noun, they comes in the category of determiners. So this is all about determiners in this video. Let's quickly revise what we learned in this lesson. Firstly, we understood what determiners exactly are. Determiners are words that comes at the beginning of noun, hence basically introduces a noun, and that determines noun, that is whether a noun is specific or general. Then we saw 4 different types of determiners with examples. First one, article, which are a, an, the. Second one, demonstrative, which are words like this, that, these, those. Thirds are possessives, which are words like my, your, his, her, your, their. And fourth one, quantifiers, which are words like some, few, little, many, much, more. So that's all about determiners in this video. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions or suggestions related to the lesson, please write in the comments.
Okay. I think you got some ideas about determiner, or some people say determiners. There any
Yes, sir.
questions about this? What is it? Do you have any question? We are going to discuss about this. We are going to talk about some problems while defining and while talking about determiner. Before then this, I think you are still feeling bored. Here is one link.
Sir,
Test your idea about determiner. I'm pasting this in your message box. Please try and tell me your score, right, for 5 minutes. Just try this. There is link, right? You just practice. It will show you your score also, how competent you are in using determiner, right? Please get the link from your chat box, chat room. There is. Within 5 minutes, let's talk about your score also, your understanding. Also, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please try your computer. I pasted the link there in your chat room.
My pen is not working properly. My pen is not working properly. Mine, dear, our to my. Correct. Correct. Yes, guys. I love.
Shweta, you're audible. You need to mute yourself. Shweta?
yeah, we are hearing the answers.
That's not me. That's not my voice.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Are you trying?
It's not coming now, Chetan.
There are 25 questions altogether. Oh, sorry, it's off.
Sir, how many minutes left?
Please try 25s are there. It just takes a few minutes. Up to 30. It's 27 in my laptop.
Done, sir.
Who's done?
Bingo. I've done, sir.
How much did you score?
3 wrong answers, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. 3 wrong answers.
Nasla ma'am, are you speaking?
Yes, sir. I did 3 mistakes, sir.
Beside Krishna madam, who is absent? We are only 16, 17 and 18. It should be 18, I think. Yogita, Tirthaji, Sanju, Rajendra, Navina, Nasala. Who's absent?
Mine's too done.
It is 1 minute left. Just wait for other.
So I submitted, then it's coming again. Like if everything shows blank and then I have to answer it again now. Because I just answered everything and then it doesn't show anything.
Is there a place for submission? I didn't see one.
I think she pressed try again.
There's a green submit thing, a green submit button. But I submitted, but
We have no submission button there.
Yeah, it's not submission in
said.
mine.
There's a green button that's.
That's for try again, Shweta.
Let's try again.
Yeah, try again. It will just remove everything and refresh the page.
Oh my God, that is why my answers are gone. I need to do it again.
Yes.
Maybe.
That happened to me too.
Hari is not there. Hari sir is there. Hari sir is not there, I think. He has power cut, I think he was there. Hari sir, are you there? No. Tirtha sir, are you doing? Tirtha sir, are you there? No, Tirtha sir is not listening, I think. Sanju madam, are you there? Sanju? Sanju Rai, are you there? Geeta madam, are you there? Geeta ji.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
I think Tirtha sir is not there. Is he there? Okay, just message your score here. Navina madam, she has an Asruful sir, he has 19 score. Navina ji 21, 22 Ariful Hasan, Smitra 19. Anybody else? Did anybody get 25 out of 25? (22) Gina Marjan, Nasla 23. Anybody else? If you have finished, please quickly. Bhuvana 20. Oh, no, 23. Okay. I think it was interesting. Let's wait for Sanju madam if she is ready. Sanju madam, can you hear me? Sanju Rai. Sanju Rai, can you hear?
Sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
So,
mine.
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I wasn't. It's like it's already twice. You know, I've done. I finished everything, and again it comes like like I have to redo it again.
Yeah, I think there is some
Oh, but
problem in your device, I think. Sanju madam? Sanju madam?
Hello? Hello, sir?
Yeah, are you prepared to present today?
Yes, I'm here, but my net is not working, so I can hear you, sir. I can hear, but I think you couldn't hear me.
Okay.
Sir,
Okay,
yes,
please.
Prakash. Have you received mine?
Yeah.
Hello, am I audible?
I got you, yeah. Now, can we
Kumar, sir.
go ahead? Yeah, please.
I understood the inflectional property, but I'm confused about this distributional properties. You mentioned it has to do with the structure.
Yes.
Could you briefly clarify on that?
Yeah, we are
I'm
going
stuck
to
a
talk
little on
about
that.
this, sir. Distribution means simply as I said, its occurrence in English language. Where? Before noun, before verb, before adjective, after adjective, right? So simply remember that is structural occurrence of particular word class. For example, where does
All right, thank you.
an article occur? For example, we are coming to the point, sir. If you have any confusion, right, we can discuss about this later. So, if she is not
Sir,
ready, yes,
sir.
please. Yes, please.
It's me, Prakash.
Yes, sir.
Have you received mine, sir? Score?
Yes. Yes, I got this.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes.
This is Geeta, and it shows it's showing like try again, and I mean try again like twice, and
maybe you didn't see your score on the right.
What to do now?
Before try again.
Yeah, I saw that.
Try again.
That's
It
the
shows try again.
Yeah.
Kumar, sir.
Yes, please.
I also did the exercise you sent me, but try again. I could not see my score.
For example, yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, I'm there. Okay, please.
I have also the same problem. I have done it twice and it
Yeah, me
always was try again.
It takes time. It takes little time to
Look at my screen here. This is the screen you got, I think, right? This is number 1.
Yes, sir.
Click here. Yeah, I click here and then here and then.
Yeah,
right?
we did, sir.
And on the right hand side, you can see score here. Look at here. 25 scored 3, wrong answer 3. That is your score. I think you can see there.
Oh.
Maybe some of you have a problem. You can have problem, right? It's your device problem, I think. There is your score. Don't click on try again, right?
Maybe in case of, yeah.
There is some problem in your device, I think, because most of you have done and some of you have problem, right? That is individual problem, I think. Am I right?
Yeah, I think so, sir.
Okay. Now I'm going to talk about article. This is very easy and this is boring title also. Time and again, right? We are doing the same thing. And
Excuse me, sir.
yes, please.
So when I'm going to present?
Is it Sanju madam?
Yes, sir, yes.
You can't do today, that means?
Yes, I can. So
Yeah, I want to invite you right now here, please, if you are ready.
Okay, just my net was not working, that's why. So
Yeah.
can I present now?
Yeah, you can do right now. After your presentation, I will start the problems of articles and other. You can.
Okay, sir.
And after your presentation, we will have short break, right? And I'll again start my class talking about the article and adjective. Okay, you can share. Let me stop this. Slide share. Now, please, you can start now. Does anybody have any other problem right now? If you have, you just share with me. We can discuss in this 0 hour. Does anybody have anything?
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
So I'm Chetna.
Yes.
Okay. So I need to ask you that, in the presentation that you have given, I'm not too sure whether we've just covered the word class. So in case of me, there is this presentation that I'm to make on compound and word classes in English inflection. Am I right, sir?
Yeah.
So the presentation or the explanation that you have given regarding inflection from the point of view of the verb, the noun, is that part that we have to include in when we're explaining about the word class?
You simply talk about is it your turn next day?
No, sir, it is not. I'm just asking because I need to understand. Because
just before your presentation, I'll tell. For example, is there Annu Rana there? Annu Rana ji, are you?
Oh, okay.
Are you there?
Sir, how do I present?
Yeah, your title is approaches to word class or classes, because your presentation is in next week, right? Write the title, approaches to word classes. Simply you talk about what types of approaches we discussed today.
Sure, sir. Sure.
And Tirthaji, can you hear me? Tirthaji is not there, I think. I called him earlier.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, I'm listening.
Okay. Your title is prototype theory. I am going to talk about this, right? Today. Or
Photo.
Right? Your title I'll write here in message box. Okay. Please listen me carefully. Prototype theory, or this is your title, guardians for Tirthaji and for Anuji. Your title is APPROACH, approaches to word classes. Here simply Anuji will present types of approaches of word classes, right? Notional and what is the next? Notional and morphosyntactic, right? You just talk about these two. And for Tirthaji, I'll talk about this. Wait for this. What is prototype theory? And what are the types of theories? I'll talk about this later after break. Okay. Okay, Sanjuji. Can we start? See, is there? Sanjuji is there. Hello, madam. Okay. Please, if you have background noise, please off your mic. We can't say anything, madam. Just check your hearing.
Sir, you can also mute Tirthaji from your side.
Okay, I'll do myself then.
Yes, sir.
One is Tirthaji is there. Okay, another. There's only one. He was there. Sanju madam has, I think, some problem. But I think she is learning.
Kumar sir.
Yes, sir.
It's me, Prakash. I have some work out. Can I leave, sir?
Okay, okay. Will you join again later?
I think if
Okay, you can join. Otherwise, we will have recording also, right? You can
Okay,
contact
please
me in
send
person
me.
as well. Okay, it's okay. Okay,
Okay,
Prakash.
send me that. Yeah. Okay, thank you, sir.
I think Sanju madam has problem in sharing. Sanju ji, are you trying?
Sir,
Yes, please.
I'm trying, but I'm not able to share my screen.
Okay, then what to do? Will you do next week?
No, I'll do today. I think I need some time. Can I
Okay,
do
you
after
just
break so that I
after
could
break.
learn?
Okay, after break you start.
Okay,
I'll
sir.
just talk
Okay,
about
sir.
few things, right? For 50.
Sanjuji, you can also
Yes.
send, you can mail a presentation to sir and sir can play it for you,
Okay.
no?
You just send me. I'll that's show that to you.
Okay, sir. During our break, I'll send you. Then I'll present after the break.
Okay,
Can we do
okay.
that?
Let's see. Is it 2032? Okay, I'm showing you some uses of article, right? You all know that is a very common. And if I don't so, then some of you have problem also. It's very what is article? You know that. See, please read this out. If you have this dictionary, if you have downloaded this or it is on your screen, please read the article section in page number 32. Can you? Just for, or you can use my this screen also. Just for 2 minutes. There are uses of article and there is definition of article also. Longman dictionary, okay? It's a Longman dictionary. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
So according to this word classes, so what happens to the regular pronouns like he, she, they?
I mean, that pronominal form?
Like I don't see the regular pronoun like he, she in this word classes. So we classified a word type into like 6 types. What happens to regular pronouns?
Yeah, they are under determiner. Determinatives is there, right?
Yes.
And we will talk about that. It's coming, right? When we will finish this one, right? I think you will get some idea. Let's wait for that. I'm coming to the point. For example, this article is also not there. But
article would be in determiner.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the regular like a pronoun.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll just wait for a while. This is about article. Okay, if you have any question about article, we can discuss now. Do you have anything? You know uses of article also. What it says that it's a word used with noun and shows whether the noun refer to something definite or something indefinite. And you know some uses, and we have already studied about this. I think you read about this, and it will tell you why the article, as I think Rajendra sir, he asked why there is no pronoun, right? And why article is not there. There's a question. See here. Problem here, just simply problem. First, noun phrases, for example, it's a noun phrase, a politician or the politician. And what is the word class of a and the? As it is before noun, the writer, our book writer, he says it can be adjective. And there are various tests also. It can be determiners also, right? And there it can be articles also. For example, in case of adjective, what is the problem? See here, the position of adjective, this is also adjective, and nasty, notorious and nasty. They are before politician. That's why this a and this the can be adjective according to this example. But we cannot write the and a nasty politician. That's why these two cannot be adjective. See, check next structure. For example, politician are, as I think Rajendra ji said earlier, after be verb, there is notorious and nasty. These are complement here. But the second structure is not possible. Politician, the, are, the and a. You cannot say this one. That's why it can't be adjective according to this writer. And see, if there are number of other words like the in their distribution, according to their distribution, right? Distribution means, you know, that second criteria. Second criteria means structural or distributional. They come under determiner. Article, I mean, come under determiner in word classes. Determiner, right? So what is difference between, according to that prescribed book, there is this one also, right? It's not so much important, but what is difference between adjective and articles are there? As I gave this example earlier, you can see structure. Distributional criteria of defining word classes means structural criteria. You can see preceding noun phrase, preceding noun, boring is there, loquacious is there. After be verb, you can see, or as a complement, politicians are loquacious. That is, you can see intensifier, adjective, noun, right? But the same thing cannot occur in case of articles. For example, adjective can be stuck to the left of the noun. You can, this is called stacking. Remember the technical word stacking, piling up. Here is boring, here is loquacious. Two adjective can occur together, but two article Cannot. One reason, right? Can be positioned to the right of the verb be, as we said earlier, right? He is happy. You cannot say he is a or he is the, something like that. Not after be. That means. Did you get my point? Are you listening me? Hello. Are you listening me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. We are listening to you, sir.
Okay. Next one is, this is called intensifier. Very. Be preceded by, for example, before adjective, there is very. But before a or the, that cannot be there. It would be wrong. That means an adjective, it has lexical meaning, its own meaning. But article, except indefinite or definite, it has no other meaning. Not the lexical meaning, no word meaning at all. It will have contextual meaning. These are some differences given in the book. This is your for kind understanding only why article is under determinative. It's not determiner at all, determinative. But they are used interchangeably nowadays also. So you need to see there is a debate, right? After 5 minutes, I will have a break. Okay. So you know what is demonstrative next? Do you know what demonstrative is? It's very simple. I think you all know that. What is it? Demonstrative?
It shows ownership or possession.
Demonstrative.
It is who it belongs to, isn't it, sir?
For example,
Show something.
Demonstrative means we all know that.
This,
I
that,
think
thing.
it shows, right? Okay, let me see in this definition, this dictionary. What does this mean? Let's go to the dictionary definition. See here. A word. Can you see? Can you see this? In terms of whether it is near or distant. In English, there are only 4 words. This, that. It is also called proximal. Proximal, referring to near, and distal or distant. These and those. Very simple, right? But you know that the term meaning of demonstrative, as the term word meaning says, it is indicating the near thing or distant thing. That is called demonstrative. And in English, there are only 4 words, right? They are for proximal, to indicate near, we use this or that. To indicate distal or distant thing, we use these or those. Okay, after a short break, 10 minutes. How long? It's a 5:57. Let's say is a 6. We will rejoin after 6:10. Okay, 6:10 to 6:15. Okay. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
I think you are not feeling bored today.
Okay, sir. No, sir.
No, sir. It's fine, sir.
If you have, please let me know. We'll change the modality.
Sir.
Yes, madam. Want to say something?
Sir, can we have that distributional property one more time, sir? Just a little bit.
Okay, I'll let.
Yeah, we'll.
After break, okay? I'll talk about
Yes.
this. Okay.
Yes. क्या बनाउँदा उनी दि डिनर रोटी पराठा रेडीमेड पराठा उनीहरूले किन सबमिट गरेन भनेको भए अचम्म भयो
Whether, for example, we are talking about this. For example, you can see, can you see the slide here?
Yeah, so we can see a slide.
See, this is distribution. This is one adjective, and this is another adjective. This is called stacking in our technical term. It is before noun. Politician is noun, right? For example, these two are articles. They also can occur before. For example, politician is noun, right? Noun, but stacking is not possible. So it is simply, distribution is simply, you can say structure, its occurrence, or the chunk determined by the native speaker. It's not more than that. Did you get my point?
Yes, but let's say like we're looking at the slide, right? So for example, the pronoun I, right?
Yeah.
So Ram and I can play something, football,
Yeah.
right?
But
that kind of fulfills that criteria. So can we group like the pronoun along with the nouns?
These linguists, they don't talk about pronoun. I can't say anything about this, right? They have a pronoun. There is no pronoun at all. So there is no interpretation. There can be other grammaticality, there are, right? But according to this writer, I can say that that is this and that, because there is no pronoun at all in this criteria, right? So we are supposed to follow the writer.
Okay.
Here, that's why nothing can be said, right? For that, I think. So let's see this thing here. Demonstrative, very simple, as I said. These words demonstrate, near thing. This is proximal, you can see here, right? It's simply for your common understanding. In English, there are only these four demonstrative pronoun. There are pronoun, but demonstrative only. Okay. And these two proximal and these two distal. So let's not talk about any other thing, only these things have been discussed. Our concern is to talk about determinatives. And in these determinatives also, there is no consensus. I can say this, these comes under determinative and that can come under determinative, right? But I'm simply talking about or following the author. We have prescribed here. Okay, but these author, they have used term determinative, not determiner, right? Determinative, not determiner, right?
So what is 165?
So is it same?
Yeah, let me.
Determiners and determinatives.
Yeah, not exactly same, because these writer and this dictionary writer, they have different perception. Okay, let me show you here.
Okay.
What is determiner here? It is, I think, 166. Is determiner.
So it's there. It was there in the Isko Muni.
Here, up or down?
It has gone down.
I have written here
Down.
166.
So down. So I think this one.
So down.
Yes, here is.
Or you could talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
I found these author.
Yes.
The author of this dictionary has another understanding. See, article. A determiner means the word which is used with noun and which limit the meaning of noun in some way. For example, in English, following words can be used as determiner. For example, article. For example, this you can see. Demonstrative is also under this. And possessive is also under this. Quantifier is also this. Numerals are also under this. I said earlier, different scholars, they have different belief, right? And these author, they haven't used determiner. They have used determinative. And they have put these all. They don't have the particular title for article, for example, demonstrative, for example, possessive, for example, quantifier, etc. They haven't talked. They have discussed all these items under determinatives. This is traditional concept. Determiner was there earlier also. Maybe I think in my opinion, right? I haven't got the evidences. In the traditional grammar also, there was determiner. But these writers, they coined determinative, new term determinative.
Sure.
Yes, please.
It seems that determiner and determinatives are, I think, just modified version of the same thing.
Yeah.
Because it we use it in front of the noun. So I think it is the same thing. Just modified.
No. See here, let me say something. These authors, they have only included 4 terms here under this. Here where? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms were under determiner or determiners, but these authors, they have only talk about article, possessive, demonstrative, and quantifier.
So I think that is why I'm what I'm trying to say is I think it is just a modified version, but the both of them are I think
not same.
It's the same term.
Not same, similar.
Like same, similar. It's similar.
Yeah,
but
there are
just modified version.
There were 5 terms under this, but these writers, they have only talk about 4 items. Listen me.
Yes.
I can claim this is right and this is wrong, right? We have to discuss only. So we have to mention the author. And they coined this new term, determinatives. I have not seen elsewhere, only these are, right? They coined this term, determinatives, and they incorporated 4 items under this. Article, possessive, demonstrative, and quantifier. And there is one grammar book also. These I have downloaded this. I have PDF version, right? These Querek et al. 3 writers are there, and these writers bought the concept from these writer, Querek et al. 1985. If you want to know more about this, I can upload that grammar book. I went through that. So, if we talk about the position of determinatives, there are 3 types of determinatives, and they haven't given clear concept. Only they said predeterminative, they come earlier, then central determinatives and post-determinative, and they gave these example from article, possessive, demonstrative, and quantifier. All, both, half, double, such, right? Central determinatives are the, this, that, this, those, my, his, etc. And post, finally, 2, 3, second, third, last, etc. You can see the position. Look at here. first position predeterminer, second central determiners, last post determiners. See the example, but it is not hard and fast. There are also exceptions. For example, all, you can see all in the position of predeterminer, the and central determiner, and you can see many. Many, where is many? Many, here. Post determiner, all the many question. But see all is in place of predeterminer, both is also in predeterminer, and books, it cannot occur because there is a sequence pre, central, and post. This is common convention, but there are exceptions also. Are you confused or you got the point? This is also called, what did I say earlier, Shwetaji? And do you want to say anything?
Sir, can we get one more example on this, sir? Except this all and the and
Yeah, we are going
something
to
else
discuss.
that
There
can
are so many other.
clarify.
Yeah. For example,
Yes.
also the last 2 days. See, where is the central? And last means here. Where is last? In the post determiner 2. Where is 2 is also post determiner.
Post.
Both are post. It means, see here, see the structure here again. It's not, why not always true? See many here. Many is in post determiner. If you go back, look at here. Many are good book is also correct. These many good books. This is also correct. See, the position of many is post determiner, but it is in the place of predeterminer. See, many is in last position. It should be at last, but here it occurs at first. Or it is